Hey guys, this will mark the end of week 18, and for the most part, we're still kind of scrambling. It's a lot of credits to get every team that I want for Grand Arena, at least on defense, up to level 85, and they just don't seem to be there. Even cashing in entire raid rewards on credits and credits alone, which is probably a bad idea, I'm still struggling. I did get the entire Rad team up to level 85. I'm working on the Mon Mothma one right now. I'm working on the Bossk one right now. As you can see, Bossk himself has been built up quite a fair bit since, and I've put the Zeta on his leadership, which should make them a little bit harder to put away. Now, we're moving into threes, if memory serves, for Grand Arena this week. So I think I'm going to pop him with Grief and Mando on defense, and just for the fact that they can call a bunch of assists and Mando's going to get his ultimate and probably delete someone, I feel like that's probably the optimal composition, because Boba and Django are still going to be fine on offense, and I have IG88 as well, so I'll still have a bounty hunter team if I need to attack with it. But that's kind of where we're sitting at the moment. Now, as regards other defensive teams, we haven't got much yet, but I don't really have to worry about that until Bronzium. As Carbonite, I only need 3, and I'll have 3. In terms of prep for that, we want a Treo one, and eventually we want a Son of Star Wars one on defense. But I think I'm going to be using that on offense now, just because I don't think 3 Inquisitors are going to get much done on their own, and everything else is kind of underprepared, as you can see. The main sort of achievements this week was the Bossk Zeta, and just being able to build up those teams a little bit more. But other than that, not a huge amount has happened. In terms of character farms, we are very close to finishing PS. We're very close to finishing Django. I'll have to keep farming Django after, just because Houndstooth's on that node and I'll need Houndstooth. But with this 80 energy, I can start looking at something else, which will be nice. It'll be nice to have a little bit of agency again. Everything else is kind of coming together. But yeah, there's not a huge amount to talk about other than missing Grand Arena. Rather embarrassingly, last week I didn't register in time, and I had to sit on the sidelines for a week, which was not great. And these, the internet has covered them enough so far. I haven't done anything yet. I don't get paid until Friday, and that was probably a big enough factor in my decision, at least to stop me impulse buying anything. Whether I do it at all kind of remains to be seen. Basically ask me again on Friday morning when there's some money in my account. This one in particular looks really tempting on the back of just jumping straight to Relic 5 Houndstooth being an absolute bulwark in Arena, and with the fact that I do want a Dash Rendar team, this is nice. But the fact that JML is something that's been sitting in the back of my mind, this is nice, because I will need Jedi Training Ray to get there. So we want Stick Ray and we want Finn, which are both in that pack. The only thing that I don't really like is the slight bit of redundancy. If you were to buy them all, you're buying a couple of characters twice, which is not great. If I had to only pick one, it would easily be this one, just for the sheer value of characters being received. It's pretty overkill if all you wanted to do was unlock BB-8, but I'm not going to turn it down. There's some really good ships there. Once the ships themselves are farmed, the pilots for them are already made and really good. If I had some Zetas stored up, I would probably be buying this now, to be quite honest. But we'll see. I haven't made a decision yet. Obviously, even towards a JML farm, it's pretty big, because you can jump straight to Jedi Training Rays together, and a few other bits and pieces you'll need for that are in those packs, which would be nice. But I'm on the fence for now. I really don't like the effect that it's had on Squad Arena. I go into Squad Arena now and I just feel like all I'm looking at is first order teams and resistance ones, sometimes with Zori, sometimes not. and they're just no fun to play against at this level, which is not great. And it's possible that Grand Arena is going to be the same, which is not ideal. I don't really relish the idea of going into Grand Arena and having every single opponent having bought all those packs. If I haven't, and I don't really want to feel pressured into buying them either. I think I had a look at this early on. Yeah, fairly comical mismatch. Carbonite 4, living life. But this person, almost certainly by looking at this account, has bought every single one of those packs. I'm seeing pieces of the Radis one there, and I'm seeing pieces of every other pack. I'm pretty sure they just went in and bought all 4. They might even have bought the Starkiller one. To be honest, seeing a Relic says Kyle, Relic 5 Marjade, Dark Talon, Dash. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they bought the Kyle one as well. Now, they obviously weren't any slouches before that. Like, looking at this, and you can see the Gear 12 character sitting there. The fact that their Night Sister team is ridiculously built up for the roster is pretty awesome. So they were obviously going to be pretty good anyway, but I would say this would be quite a bit fairer of a matchup had they not done that. And yeah, that's kind of the ethical decision that's worth pondering here. Is I don't really want to feel like I'm being pushed into spending money, especially on characters that I don't hate, but had no plans for, at least not immediately. And I don't want to have to do it just to compete. So there'll be some thinking to be done in the next 7 days. But anyway, if you're enjoying the series, you know the usual, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening, and see you next week.